Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and it's really good to spend some time with you today. Uh, this is going to be a quick follow-up video on the upgrade of the processors on that 2010 Mac Pro. Now that it's had a couple of days to settle in and really do what it's supposed to do. I could go on about that a fair amount right now, but I think the smartest thing is let's let the machine speak for itself. So, stay tuned. While we're here on the Mojave desktop, I wanted to start out with a quick look at the folding. We see we're on the low end, but over 100,000 points per day, which is about twice what the 8-core dual 2.4 gigahertz CPUs were doing. It runs about 10,000 points per day or so behind my other Mac Pro, which is, it just went up, which is also folding. And that's not surprising. That machine is more heavily upgraded. Let's see about this Mac. So you can see here we have 48 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, I did get those extra 8 gigabytes. That's another thing I wanted to mention. But also, that machine downstairs is upgraded to 96. It has double the RAM. How much difference that makes in folding? Well, I don't know, but there's about a 10,000. The other thing, this machine is doing well over twice what the single tray did, which again makes a certain amount of sense. So what I'm going to do at this point will be to shut folding down. Maybe shut the whole machine down, start it up again. I want to do that Geekbench test again, because it was a little surprising how the test turned out. I was expecting it to be a little bit higher, so I want to get that comparison too. But still, in all, from what it's doing in folding, this has been very, very good indeed. So please stay tuned. Well, the results are in, and basically it's the same as it was before. Single core score actually went down a little bit from last time. Multi-core score went up. And here in comparison, what troubles me, I guess it's not really enough to be worth the difference, but it just seems to me that the single core score should be the same, because we're talking about single cores of 3.46 gigahertz processors. But it isn't that a benchmark. The multi-core score, 24,858. Again, I thought it might be a little bit higher than what we saw here, but it's still good, and the performance in the real-world test of folding at home is certainly very, very good. Let's take a look at about this Mac, which we've seen already, I know, but have a look at the system report. Obviously, we could upgrade RAM on this machine. That's definitely true. But the one other major upgrade that I did not do on this machine that I have on the other two Mac Pros, Airport, the card that's in there supports 802.11 up to N, and it's perfectly functional, but slower. Bluetooth. And we find that it's not going to support handoff or AirDrop. And again, I'm okay with that. I doubt that I'm ever going to do the Wi-Fi Bluetooth upgrade on this machine, if only because it's a real pain. It it's doable, and I suppose it would be a little bit easier, given that I've done it a number of times before. But I don't think this machine is going to get the kind of use that those other two clearly do. I have taken a moment putting on some apps because I'm in here. I may very well use it. NeoOffice, which is on there, works very well. Also, I put pages, numbers, and Keynote on. I don't know for sure why I do that, since NeoOffice covers all of that perfectly well. I did restrain myself from installing Microsoft Office because the funny thing is, on the other machines, I put the pages and numbers and Keynote on there. Do I ever use them? No. I use NeoOffice. I've got Microsoft Office on the other machines. Do I ever use anything in the Office suite? No, I use NeoOffice. So, who knows? It's down there. I did put GarageBand on there and install the sounds. Now, actually, as far as audio software goes, I've fooled around some with Ableton, and honestly, GarageBand does everything I need it to do, probably a little bit easier than Ableton does. I have never used Logic, and given that the music that I do is all acoustic music, there aren't a lot of effects going into it. It's just recording different tracks and putting it all together. GarageBand does that fine. And since I was doing GarageBand, iMovie was right there. I did that too. Again, I don't know for sure why I put DaVinci Resolve down there. I don't see myself editing videos on this machine. Although it's possible I might, but unlikely. Usually this machine basically sits here and folds. That's its primary reason for being. The one time I do use it, actually, you'll notice it is running Mojave. I intend to leave it on Mojave at least through the end of next year. I mean, we'll see when security updates run out and where I go. But for one thing, installing security updates is a whole lot easier on a natively supported OS as opposed to a patched OS. Not that that isn't doable, but this is simpler. And Mojave, of course, was the last of the Mac OS versions where you could run 32-bit apps. I have given up on the print shop ever running on their ever releasing a version at 64-bit. They're just not interested. They just don't care. Probably don't sell a whole lot of it anymore. So the times that I have come in here and gone to this machine in particular was to do print shop, either to print, it's usually just like online greetings or greeting cards or something like that. You can do business cards, and that works very effectively. So I find it handy. I may use it between 2 and 5 times in a month. But it is nice to have a machine where it will actually run. All right, so I think that's going to wrap up this short look at what's going on with my third 2010 5,1 Mac Pro. And I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at that. Yeah, 3 of them is a little overkill. Most people would say 2 of them is overkill, but I actually use the 2. This one, well, it was there and I couldn't help myself, I guess. Well, we might as well wrap up the video here. Be good to other people. They deserve it, and your world will be a better place because we're all trying to do that. Be good to yourselves. Enjoy this better world we're trying to create. And, again, since the world isn't quite there yet, take very, very good and careful care. We'll be back with you soon with more videos. So until next time, this has been Broken Electronics.